You may have heard of, but it's really appropriate. So it's called What Do Teachers Make? So the dinner guests were sitting around the table discussing life. One man, a CEO, decided to explain the problem with education. He argued, what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided the best, or his or her best option in life was to become a teacher? He reminded the other dinner guests what they say about teachers. Those who can do, those who can't teach. To emphasize his point, he said to another guest, you're a teacher, Bonnie. Be honest, what do you make? So he's alluding to monetary, what do you make? So Bonnie, who had a reputation for honesty and frankness, and probably cold-blooded, replied, you want to know what I make? She paused for a second and then she began. Well, I make kids work harder than they've ever thought they could. I make a C+ feel like the Congressional Medal of Honor. I make kids sit through 40 minutes of class time when their parents can't make them sit for 5 minutes without an iPod or an iPad, a GameCube or a movie rental. She paused again, looked at each and every one in the room, and said, you want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them have respect and take responsibility for their actions. I teach them to write and then I make them write. Keyboarding isn't everything. I make them read. I make them show all their work in math. They use their God-given brain, not the man-made calculator. I make students from other countries learn everything they need to know in English while preserving their unique cultural identity. I make the classroom a place where all my students feel safe. I make my students stand, placing their hand over their heart to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, one nation, under God, because we live in the United States. I make them understand that if they use the gifts they were given, work hard and follow their hearts, they can succeed in life. Pausing one last time, Bonnie continued, then when people try to judge me by what I make, with me knowing money isn't everything, I can hold my head up high and pay no attention. They are ignorant. You know what I make? I make a difference. So thank you guys for making a difference.